Hello and welcome back.
Welcome back
to sick new music.
It is Gear. What's that track? I can't hear it. Am I not plugged in? Can you hear it? There it is. Fucking finally.
I don't think it's actually a new track. I'm fairly certain we've heard it before.
We have heard it, but it's new to Watanabe. There's Gear, Dawn, Theme of Owner, and Fascism.
And Fascism.
Yes. We haven't heard that track yet. Anyway, I'm excited for new music, guys.
Fascism.
I'll be sure to point it out when it happens. Alright, yeah. Anyway, here we are. We're back. We're looking at the city and it's nighttime. Or I guess the village. It's not much of a city, really.
I really love this photo. Like, you know, admittedly, the nighttime Photoshop of it isn't exactly
It isn't great.
the best of Ryukashi's Photoshop endeavors.
No.
But it is a lovely photo.
Yeah, I've seen this without all the filters. It's nice. Like it's the whole village, just like very peaceful, very calm, you know, framed by the trees and all that. And that little bit of the sky up in the corner.
Yes, Hubris in the comments mentioned in the last arc that apparently this is a big tourist spot. I didn't know that.
It is, yeah.
I knew that is it Shirakawa Go or something like that?
I have no idea what the names are.
But anyway, the village that the photos are all from is a real village.
It's a real nice place.
And I knew about it long before we started Higurashi, but I didn't know it was a big tourist spot.
I know a friend who went here and like did the cotton drifting thing, like in the middle of the night. They just went out in the woods, were very unsafe. And like drifted some cotton down the stream.
Speaking of kids wandering around in the woods.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about kids wandering around in the woods. Why would you do this?
It's very interesting that Keiichi's managed to. I mean, I guess we don't really know. We've only had like one line saying that he's really walked away at the moment.
It's true.
But considering, you know, what Rena said earlier, not only is it strange that Keiichi would go off on his own, that's the less strange part, obviously, given last arc. But also that the others would let him wander off.
They're just
especially Rena.
They're splitting up to search for clues. It's fine.
Yeah.
Rena's blameless. Don't worry about her.
Anyway.
She's just adorable. She
suddenly,
just wants to help.
My vision cleared and a cold wind caressed my body. This was the hill from which you could see the whole village.
Best hill.
Looking down from this hill, I could see lights on here and there. I knew the entire village had awoken from its slumber. First Takano-san and Tomitaki-san.
Flash.
Then the mayor. Now even Rika-chan and Sadako had been sacrificed. He's jumping to conclusions. And word of it was spreading everywhere. The strength in my knees left me. This could no longer be a joke. It's good to be getting the collapsing legs imagery that we got last time when he was having these hallucinations. Getting this nice thematic rollover.
I guess so.
We could have found them. Mion would have told me I was a worrywart. Rena would just be glad we did. And they would have smiled at me. My hopes disappeared as if I were awakening from a dream. That was what the view I could see was telling me. Following my knees, my arms both bent forwards onto the ground, I clawed at it with my nails. I couldn't figure out if I was feeling sorrow or frustration. Is this my fault?
Maybe?
I couldn't endure the burden of my own sin and I just told Rika-chan about it. I had nothing to do with it, but Rika-chan and even Sadako had been sacrificed. It was like a cross that Shion and I would each have to bear the weight of until we ourselves were erased. Well, if I'm going that far, then the problems started long before that. Also rather presumptive of you to assume that the problems end once you've been taken away, Keiichi.
Problems end for him.
My original sin of breaking taboo and entering the ritual storehouse without asking. I knew I shouldn't have gone in there from the start, yet I lost out to cheap curiosity. I hadn't felt so angry at myself until this very moment. It was a crunching sound. I wasn't even interested in who made the noise, despondent as I was.
Who is it? Oh, yay! Keiichi-kun! Keiichi-kun, are you okay?
It was Rena. Perhaps my clawing at the ground made it look as though I was having stomach pains. She ran over and rubbed my back like she was trying to make me feel better.
Oh.
This is all my fault. It's because of me. It's my fault.
Keiichi-kun's fault? You didn't do anything wrong. Please don't blame yourself for this.
I could tell Rena was doing her best to choose the right words out of consideration for me. That's why I could sense her intent behind those words. Keiichi-kun, you know why Rika-chan and Sadako-chan disappeared, don't you?
No.
It's what she really meant to say. Because it was an emergency, Rena had ignored the reason why I wanted to make sure Rika-chan was safe, but now that we'd actually confirmed her disappearance, it was only natural that Rena would start to wonder about why. However, with the situation having gone this far, I couldn't possibly tell her now. I didn't want to admit that Rika-chan and Sadako disappeared, but I couldn't let Rena disappear either.
Keiichi-kun, if you stay here, Out here in the wind, you'll catch a cold.
Rena sat down, bringing her eyes level with mine.
It told us the children should go back home to sleep.
Rena showed me her watch as she said that. It was long past 1 in the morning. Time was passing too quickly. I've been crawling around here for that long.
If we don't sleep soon, we'll have trouble getting up for school tomorrow. Even the adults are really worn out, since they were up searching for the mayor last night too. They were saying they'd break up a little earlier tonight.
I was a little upset that they weren't allotting as much time to this as they had to search for the mayor last night. But that was something the cause for everything, had no right to criticize them for.
It's alright. The police arrived a little while ago. Look, there's police cars coming in the village right now.
Hearing that remark, I looked down at the village to see that there were indeed more cars than one would normally expect at this hour coming from the darkness on the other side of the mountain. However, none of their emergency lights were on. Of course, their sirens weren't wailing either. That's right. All of the incidents that occurred right after Watanagashi were seen as the product of Oyashiro-sama's curse and would be handled in secrecy. Riki-chan and Sadako too, their disappearance would end up like the other serial incidents in the past. Surreptitious, unresolved, declared a mystery, and disappear from memory. Riki-chan's face, her sweet face like a Western doll's, would fade away. Sadako's smile, her energetic fanged smile, would fade away. The more I tried to remember them, the less I would be able to. I deserved to be called an idiot dozens of times over, and it wouldn't be enough. I couldn't hold back the tears at my own sheer stupidity.
I don't know what you blame yourself for, Keiichi-kun, but you should stop.
I wasn't about to deny it. I couldn't. Even so, I couldn't affirm it either. I wanted to at least keep Rena out of this. If she found out, she would become involved. Please, Rena, could you just leave me alone? Even if I went home, I wouldn't be able to sleep. Even if I couldn't get to sleep, then at least I wanted to search for Riki-chan and Sadako until I collapsed. The entire village was looking, and yet they still hadn't been found. I don't think I'd be able to find them if I went looking alone at this point. Still, I had to do it. They disappeared because of me. I couldn't possibly go to sleep while other people out there are searching. I'd said that to myself in self-deprecation, but I soon realized that Rena was silently trying to find the meaning in my mumblings. Realized I'd misspoke.
It's Keiichi-kun's fault. Why do you think that? Why?
That can't be. Keiichi-kun, you're not at fault. I was happy that Rena said these things to me, but she only did so because she didn't know the truth. If she knew that everything had been caused by my breaking taboo on the night of the Watanagashi, then even Rena would curse my existence. However, I can't even allow for those curses. That would mean confessing my own crimes to Rena. If I spilled even one word of having snuck into the ritual storehouse on the night of the Watanagashi, then even Rena could disappear tomorrow night. The gentle-spirited, always joking, always howling, but at a time like this, the most dependable person in the world, Rena, might disappear. I don't want that. Anything but that. This time I need to bear my own cross. Alone.
Fucking Keiichi, looking out for best girl. This is why we love him! We love both of them! Keiichi-kun, I know that you always have your friends in your heart. I can really understand feeling like you want to kick yourself. Rena knows, though, that it's not Keiichi-kun's fault. You didn't do anything wrong, Keiichi-kun, and I know that.
You know that? Shivering in my veins rushed up my back and replaced the sorrow in my heart with fear. I didn't tell her anything, did I? Maybe I accidentally said something that caused Rena to figure it out. This is bad. Now Rena will disappear, Rena will disappear, Rena will disappear. And Rena, the same way as I always did, grabbed my head and began to pet it roughly.
Oh. Keiichi-kun, are you thinking that Rena might disappear now too? Because of Shio-sama's curse?
She put more force into the hand, rubbing my head.
You don't need to worry about that. Rena isn't going anywhere. I promise.
How can you say that with such confidence? I mean, someone's been sacrificed every night so far. There's no proof that it wouldn't happen again tomorrow night. There's even less proof, after all, that the sacrifice wouldn't be Rena. I don't care who you are. Just please, if you're going to erase someone, erase me first. Please stop cruelly getting rid of people we're close to, like the Marin for Shion, Enrica, and Sadako for me. Shion's hysterical shouting came back to mind. They must be planning to kill us last of all. They're not killing the first people who come to mind, they're starting by killing those we're close to. Then after they've caused us so much pain, they'll kill us. It must be what they're doing. Rena, please don't disappear. Please don't, as long as I'm still here. I can no longer conceal the sobs welling up within me.
Come on, Keiichi-kun. Crying doesn't suit you. Let's go back to the others. The housewives are cooking some miso soup for us. It'll warm you up and calm you down.
Rena prompted me to stand. Didn't have the energy to oppose her, so I stood as she urged me to.
Such a good girl.
We returned to the shrine grounds to find several gas stoves there with miso soup in big pots. Many villagers there sipped at the soup they were given in dead, stony silence. Their expressions were absolutely exhausted. Everyone had just been running around the village until a little while ago. From the dreary looks on their faces, though, I assumed they hadn't come up with anything yet. Keiichi, where did you go? I was worried you disappeared too. Sorry. Ben held out some miso soup for me, but I refused the offer. I didn't have much of an appetite.
Eat the food, keep your body healthy. Mi-chan, how is it? Did you find any clues?
Mien took a sip of her soup, her expression frank. Not at all. School ended and they went home. And the two of them went somewhere on their bicycles. Moreover, nobody ever saw them riding their bikes, so... When it gets dark out in Hinamizawa, people quickly vanish from the streets. Aside from the adults hurrying back home from town in cars or on bicycles, it was normal to see absolutely nobody walking around outside. Wasn't it all strange that nobody had seen Rika-chan and Sadako riding their bikes? It was the same last night with the mayor. There's no hope. Mien's apathetic tone pricked my nerves, but that anger quickly subsided. She'd been doing all sorts of things to try and find Rika-chan until just a second ago. If I asked her, she'd probably say she was up all night last night too, looking for the mayor, wouldn't she? She must have been far more fatigued than I was. Besides, what about me? I'd spent the last time hunched over in indecision all alone. I had no right to say anything about Mion.
Keiichi, I know it's hard, but let's turn in for the night. I just decided we should break up the search for now. Drink this and let's call it quits.
Is this the end?
Oh no, of course not. Once it's bright out again, we'll do a thorough search with the police's help. Could have gone to Akinomiya too. People are even saying we should go through all of Shishibone City investigating whether there are any witnesses for both the girls and the mayor. Anyway, what happened, Keiichi? Where did you go off to? You vanished all of a sudden. I was really worried.
Suddenly I was on the receiving end, but I didn't have the willpower to respond. Sorry, I'll be more careful.
Nothing happened. Was anyone suspicious spying on or stalking you? Nothing like that?
Mion demanded with a serious expression. Being criticized for how inconsiderate I had been. Despite being in so much pain, I was frustrated that I was being criticized, but it was my sin. My sin, and I must bear it alone. Oh, poor Keiichi. Nothing. I'll be careful either way. Sorry. Mion, now aware that nothing had happened, heaved a big sigh with her shoulders, looking relieved. And fucking disappeared.
Hey, it's okay, everything's better now. I was so sad and tense, and then I saw this lovely face. Oh my, I knew I smelled something good coming from over here. I'd be much obliged if you'd allow me to have some.
We heard the repulsive voice of a fat man.
No, only one of those is true.
What?
He's a large man, I would say. Regal in his size, but not repulsive, never.
Someone sent me a picture of a live-action adaptation of Higurashi where it's just a picture of Oishi's just jacked fucking arm.
That sounds amazing. That's
I don't know if it was
Oishi.
actually from a live adaptation, but it was a photo of someone clearly wearing a similar outfit to Oishi with just guns for days.
That's my Oishi. That's the one that whispers me.
That's all right. He's
a big boy.
He's got a good jawline in that one.
Yeah.
But jacked for days.
That's the Oishi that visits me in my dreams.
You're not happy with Oishi the way he is. You want Oishi to change himself.
No, I don't want to change himself. That's just what I want out of a man, you know? I want to be jacked to hell. That's not true. I want a cute boy.
So it sounds like the answer to my question was yes.
Maybe. We're teaching bad lessons on the show.
You're repulsive,
I'm
Ben.
trying to wow! You saying I have a repulsive voice? That's very mean of you to say that.
Said. I said your thoughts were repulsive.
It's true.
Oishi-san, trailed by a handful of police officers. He was acting energetically in a way unfitting given the situation.
There's not much left, but you can have some if you want.
You didn't like Oishi-san very much. Says Keiichi, who just fucking called him repulsive and fat. Her cold attitude, though, didn't seem to bother Oishi-san in the slightest. It was like splashing water in a frog's face.
Yep. Well now, miso soup leftovers have a bit too much salt for my taste. Confound it! Nah. Would you all like any?
He recommended it to his subordinates, but everyone gave a dry smile and refused.
So have the police gotten hold of any clues?
And a smile was warm enough to replace the miso soup.
Oh. Don't you worry, little missy. Everything is fine. We are searching for them real good.
Didn't say a word about having found any new clues. In other words, there'd be no progress. That sure was an annoying way of beating around the bush.
In any case, it really has gotten late. All of you young whippersnappers should get on home and get some real sleep. It will be bad for your health otherwise.
Yes, Keiichi, right, get some rest. These guys get our tax money, they'll handle it for us.
We're taxpayers too, you know. It's like we're drinking our own piss.
Really wasn't in the mood for laughter. In fact, Oishi-san was the only one laughing like an idiot.
Wow, such a charming laugh. Okay, seriously, please do your best. Let's go home, Keiichi-kun. It'll be harder to wake up tomorrow if we don't.
Yes, that's right. I can always bring you home if you need. Come-chan, why don't you bring the car around?
No thanks. We came on our bicycles, so...
No need to worry. We came in a truck. We'll just throw the bikes in the back.
We had gotten pretty sleepy, but we just needed to ride home at this point. Didn't want to bother the police like that. Rena, however, nodded.
Okay, if you insist, we'd appreciate it. It's probably safer than if we went back alone.
When I thought about it carefully, I realized that Rena's idea was extremely rational.
Now that it's decided, let's get the move on, shall we?
Okay, bye. Good night. Rena, Keiichi.
Yeah, Mi-chan, you go to bed soon too, okay? Good night.
I waved my hand as well, saying goodbye. Mika-chan and Sadako still hadn't been found. My unease, however, was steadily being pushed away by sleepiness. Rena showed the police where our bicycles were so that Oishi-san could hold them up under the truck. He prompted us to get into the back seat.
One bicycle in each arm, just throws them in. That's my Oishi.
I could hear the springs squeaking as I sat down onto a seat that would normally hurt my rear end, but at this point it was very soft and was more than comfortable enough for me to fall asleep on.
Ladies first. We'll start with the little Mrs. house. Where do you live?
Thank you. My house is, well... Fade away, because she doesn't know where people actually live in this village.
Rena's voice slowly grew distant. Felt myself being sucked into the void of sleep.
Oh no. Don't fall asleep in a policeman's truck. That's a bad idea.
Hello! My boy-san, you asleep back there?
When I came to, it was quiet. The car was parked.
He has played himself.
Oishi-san was giving me light slaps to the cheek. Didn't feel good at all, so I woke up immediately. Sorry, I just fell asleep. Something was being held right under my nose. A clump of metal? It was a can of coffee.
It's lukewarm by now, but cafe au lait is good even at room temperature.
Oh, thanks. Mechanically took the can and opened the pull top. The feeling of the warm, sweet liquid going down my throat awakened my sleepy mind. When my drowsiness receded, I started wanting to know why the car was stopped, and why I was ordered coffee. Oishi-san, who had been in the driver's seat, had at some point moved to the back. Suddenly, I had a very bad feeling about this.
You played yourself!
He's done it.
Don't fall asleep in a policeman's car! It is a bad idea.
Especially when that policeman has just been questioning you.
Yup.
It reminded me of the questioning yesterday at the library. It was already too late by the time I'd realized I'd made a mistake. Today, of all days, it didn't look like I'd be getting away. I had a feeling that Oishi-san heard what he wanted to, that until Oishi-san heard what he wanted to, he wouldn't be letting me go.
Nah, please don't get all formal on me. I'm not going to eat you or anything. My person.
Oishi-san gulped down the last of his coffee and then stretched wide, showing how relaxed he was. That, however, only served to heighten my nervousness.
Open his mouth wide like an alligator.
What do you need from me?
Need? Oh, no, nothing really, just a pound of flesh.
What?
What did you say,
Nothing.
Detective?
Nothing, I said nothing in particular.
You're going to evade the question at this point. What a deeply unreadable man.
Well, I don't need you for anything. I just thought that you might need something from me, my person. I'm very dependable.
I don't need anything.
Oh, I see, really. Are you sure there's nothing?
There's only one side door in the back seat of this truck. In other words, my only exit was blocked off by Oishi-san.
What kind of truck is this?
I don't know.
What kind of truck only has one
A
exit?
truck with only one exit in the back. So unless he was to climb into the front, unless it's got those like windows in the middle, I don't know.
Oh, is it just like the middle door behind over the tray or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Or not door, window, I guess.
You know, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't get away.
Because man, he's trapped.
I could only limply hang my head and maintain my silence.
Trapped like a rat.
Oishi-san, despite my reticence, relaxed and began smoking a cigarette. Cries of the insects outside seemed to be growing longer and longer, to an amount of time that almost seemed infinite.
Here, I was sure that you had something you wanted to talk to me about.
Oishi-san exhaled a puff of smoke. Windows were open, but the tobacco smoke still accumulated inside the vehicle. How much did Oishi-san know? What did he know, and what did he want to hear from me? Finding out the truth made you disappear, then if I told him, would Oishi-san disappear too? Oh god, is he gonna try that as a tactic? Are you gonna try and make him disappear?
I don't know.
I had a feeling I didn't need to worry about that in his case. I wondered how all this ended up happening. Shit!
Ah, shit! I am sorry, friend. It was my cousin speaking.
Wait, hold on.
I wonder how all this ended up happening.
Oishi-san addressed me in a low tone as if he was talking to himself. How all this ended up happening? How the hell should I know? That was what I wanted to know.
You know Zero Tomitaki Flash-san and Mio Takano-san, right? I know you do because I personally witnessed you with them during the festival, along with Shion Sonozaki-san. Do you know how Tomitaki Flash-san and Takano-san are doing now? They've actually, passed away. They met very untimely deaths.
Oishi-san probably played that card in order to surprise me. However, I already knew, and I didn't display the extreme reaction he expected.
Ah, what's this? Did you already know?
Unfortunately for this question in particular, remaining silent was equivalent to saying yes.
Oh, so then did you also know? The reason Tomitaki Flash-san and Takano-san were cursed like that, people are saying that apparently they went into some forbidden building.
He's doing the double music again, I'm unhappy. The storehouse for ritual implements. That forbidden shed sealing away Hinamizawa's blood-stained past, where the mistake that started it all happened.
Do you know about the rumors that say the mayor and Rika Furude-san were cursed because of that too?
That would mean it was mine and Shion's fault. He was right. As soon as we revealed what we did.
Of course he's right. He's Oishi.
What did they call it? A ritual storehouse? They're saying it was bad luck. The lock to it had been replaced by a simpler one, which made it easier for thieves to get inside.
What? This was news to me.
Until last year, it apparently had these big bars and a huge bedlock on it. I mean, you know, ever since the priest and his wife passed away, Rika Furude-san has been managing the place, right? Apparently she talked to the mayor saying she wanted them replaced with a lighter, more simple padlock because the bars were too heavy for her.
Didn't know anything about those big bars he was talking about, but the lock certainly had been a simple one. A pretty cheap one too, and it didn't really fit my impression of what a lock for a place you'd store something as important as ritual implements would look like.
Rika-san is a small girl after all. The bars were heavy with rust and they must have caused her a lot of trouble. So the mayor hired the craftsman and replaced the lock with a simple padlock, so she could open it with a key. Very convenient.
So how does that mean it was bad luck?
Here's what I'm saying. Thieves couldn't get in with the old tight lock. The mayor and Rika-san replaced it with a cheap lock and key on their own, so thieves broke into it. Apparently that's how it is going down, as they say.
That explanation's a bit...
Letting that slide, certain members of the village delivered punishment upon the thieves who stole into the ritual storehouse, as well as the mayor and Rika-san who changed the lock. At least, those are the whispers that seem to be going around, Mayabara-san. What do you think?
What do I think? Don't really know what you mean by certain members of the village.
Are you familiar with the three families? Representatives from each of them gave short addresses at the Wata Nagashi Festival's opening ceremony. Did you see them?
I came partway through the festival, so I don't really.
The three families are the three oldest families in Hinamizawa. To give actual names, the Kimiyoshi family, the Sonozaki family, and the Furude family. They each have quite the lineage, it seems. Long ago, it said that everything in the village was decided by a council of the three families.
Kimiyoshi family, old man Kimiyoshi meaning the mayor's family. Sonozaki family was Mion's, so the Furude family was Rika-chan's family then.
After the war, the Sonozaki family quickly expanded their influence, practically speaking, after leading the fight against the construction during the dam conflict, they jumped to the top of the hierarchy in Hinamizawa. You see though, in accordance with the old ways, they still decide important village matters only after consulting with the three families. That's why the leaders of the three families each have their own address at the start of Watanagashi. In other words, the mayor, the old lady currently in charge of the Sonozaki family, and the last remaining member of the Furude family, Rika-san.
I heard the Sonozaki family was pretty high up there, so Rika-chan's family was just as old.
Well, as you're aware, she has no relatives at all. In reality, the Furude family holds pretty much no influence. However, it seems like people gravitate towards Rika-san on a personal level, and I hear that many of the village's elderly have blind faith in her, the best kind of faith.
Certainly true that Rika-chan had an odd sort of charisma amongst the elderly. So what are you telling me about all this three family stuff for? Oishi-san paused for emphasis, lighting another cigarette.
I've explained a lot, but I suppose it's still not enough.
I'm asking because I don't understand. She gave me a dry, meaningful grin and blew out another puff of smoke.
Members of the three families are disappearing one after the other. That's what I'm talking about. I've read that it's based on some kind of old traditions inherited in Hinamizawa, but I don't know much beyond that.
Don't know anything about it either.
That's why I'm asking. The leaders of the Kimiyoshi and Furude families have disappeared, so maybe the leader of the Sonozaki family will disappear next. Well, that's just a random idea bouncing around in my head at the moment. Just kidding, really.
The leader of the Sonozaki family? Who is it?
Well, no. The current leader is the old lady at their main house, but it wouldn't be incorrect to say that practically all the rights of leadership have been transferred to her granddaughter, Mion-san.
The visage of Mion giving prompt directions to the adults while searching for Rika-chan sprung back to mind. Mion? She's gonna disappear? Hadn't even thought of that possibility. All my hair stood on end. That's insane.
Nobody wants that, right?
Of course not. Wait, I think that was the other way around. We can't allow that?
Yup, maybe.
Who cares?
I think Keiichi will be panicking more. Yeah. I wish she's like calm, cool, and collected, and Keiichi's freaking out. Surely he's the second line.
I guess so. Of course not. We can't allow that. Oishi-san grabbed my shoulders with both hands.
Then help us, Mayaba-san. If there's anything you've noticed about me and Sonozaki lately, please tell me.
I was going along with him. By the time I'd realized that it was too late. Oishi-san brought his face in closer, almost close enough to ram into me, waiting for my next words. There's pressure. I can't tear my eyes away from his. The moment I heard a beeping sound. It was from the driver's seat. I ignored it at first, but then it started to bother him, so he finally let go of me and leaned into the driver's seat.
What is happening here? Hello? Yep, loud and clear.
I was saved. Of course, it's not like it could escape through this opening.
Let's see. Yes, alright, let's head back then. Yes. Okay, fine.
Apparently he was being recalled. Now that I knew I'd been freed, the tension in my body dissipated all at once.
It looks like I need to get going. You were just getting to the good part, though. That's too bad.
Oishi-san flung open the door, exited, and walked around the front to the driver's seat. He left the door open. Did that mean I could leave?
You really care about your friends, my son. An admirable trait for a kid to have in this day and age. I totally understand that it feels like you'll be betraying them if you told the police anything. My son, it's the middle of the night, so get a good night's sleep and then think about it. Just a little bit of courage from you might end up being what saves many of your friends in the end.
Did he want to say that the sacrifices wouldn't stop with Rika-chan and Sadako?
You know this already, but every night since Higurashi something has happened. In the past, the curse only occurred once per year, but this time it's been going on for days. What a prosperous year this has been.
I don't think you can call that prosperous.
The night before last night, and now today. There's no proof that something won't happen tomorrow night as well. It is our job to prevent such things before they happen, but for that, we need your cooperation, my boss-san.
I looked out the open door to see none other than my own house right in front of me. Creeped me out that he knew my name and address, but I was too sleepy right now. I was too sleepy to care.
Well, you're probably tired. It's already 3 in the morning. Please, get yourself a good rest.
Yes, sir. I'll be going now. When I was about to get out of the truck as if to deliver a parting blow, Oishi-san said in a raised voice,
I'll be coming by every day until you feel like talking, alright? I don't believe forcing you to confess in an interrogation room is really in fashion these days.
I couldn't say anything in response, but me slamming the door shut probably served the same purpose.
Damn.
After lightly beeping the horn, Oishi-san's truck drove off.
What a nice man.
I went to the front door without waving goodbye. The door was locked, but the chain wasn't up. I unlocked the door and entered. And walked over to the staircase. That was where I lost consciousness.
Oh dear. Boy, no! Rep. Dead.
Poor Keiichi.
Keiichi, please.
He's disappeared in his own house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's alright. He'll wake up with, sores on his face or whatever. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Nice and healthy. Oh
Yay,
boy,
tips.
what a load.
Alright, let's take our time with these. Oh boy, 4 entire tips.
Empty-handed is the name
Empty-handed.
of the achievement we just got.
There you go.
It's got a bowl of miso
Oh
soup.
boy, there's so many here.
Is that 2 pages? No, it's just
No,
one
no,
page.
no.
From the scrapbook 9.
Yay, scrapbook 9, hype!
Let's go.
The Sonizaki family, the one to drastically expand its influence after the war, was the Sonizaki family. The leader at the time was Oryo Sonizaki, who still has that seat today. Oryo Sonizaki has grown very old, and today you can only catch a glimpse of who she was at the time. From what I've been told, however, she was a leader extolled as the best in history. Having become so old, aside from going out a few times a week for lessons, she spends her time at home in solitude and seems to leave most of the ceremonial affairs to her heir, Mion. There are different views on why the successor was not her daughter, but her granddaughter Mion. This is information, but it's rumored that it has to do with the disownment of her daughter and son-in-law. The uninhibited granddaughter, Mion Sonizaki, still shows no signs of the dignity required of the next leader. However, she does have Sonizaki blood in her veins and is permitted the name of Demon. She still doubtlessly requires caution, and is probably hiding her fangs and claws, as skillfully as the leaders of the past did. What do you think of that?
That's quite the hyper-condensed information dump.
In tips, that's great. So first off, she's a granddaughter, not a daughter.
We knew
Second
that.
off, there's demons and shit.
We knew that it was her granddaughter. I think. At least that's what I thought.
I don't know if we've been told that information, but...
That was my impression either way. And
But we've gotten some information.
The more interesting one is the
Yep.
Orio's daughter.
Yep. Disownment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have not heard about that.
It also seems to be the women of the family that are leading everywhere in this village, more or less.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Except for old man Kimiyoshi.
Yep. I wonder if that's like, each family has like a different custom.
Yeah,
You know.
because like, I got the impression that, Rika taking over for her mother or whatever wasn't a stretch like it would have been if her father had been the one like overseeing everything.
Maybe.
I mean, I could just be wrong there, but that's kind of the impression I got. Like, it was never mentioned at any point that like, normally the boy would be the head of the family, but Rika.
Yeah, no one said anything
maybe
like that.
maybe
They
the
just,
very
like-
next tip is gonna jump into that.
Maybe.
but That's the impression I got.
Maybe
And
not
then-
this next tip. Maybe the scrapbook.
Yeah, Mion's family has the grandmother as the lead, and then now her granddaughter is taking the lead.
Taken over, yeah, totally.
And also it said that it was the daughter and the son-in-law that were disowned, not
Yep.
the son and the daughter-in-law.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it does seem like the Sonizaki family is led by the female side of things. The other ones we're not so sure on, I guess, mainly because Rika is the only person left in her family, so, like, who else is gonna do it?
Yeah.
Right?
And then Kimiyoshi, I mean, old man Kimiyoshi,
Yeah.
supposedly, so that's still a man leading the family, but
I don't know. It's like, I guess it doesn't really imply that. Let me think of a way to phrase this.
I'm wondering where you're going with this. I'm excited.
Japan still typically has male hereditary for names, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
believe so.
it's still kind of interesting that the women are taking the leadership in the Sonozaki family, which would typically mean that, like, it was, you know, it's still someone with that last name, so it'd still be the male in the family's child. But also that the daughter was like,
I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
But basically, like, it's weird that Mion, that the family name carries down either through the women, or that they're, like, rearranging things so that it's the women with that family name leading. If it has, like, so either the family has female hereditary in the name, which is against the norm in Japan, as far as I understand, or, like, the family's kind of being restructured to accommodate for that in some way, which I wonder what the, like, context for that happening is. Because when you have, like, a traditionally male hereditary name, it's... I mean, it's not, like, really a challenge, like, but it's still against the norm, and...
It is strange that...
There is obviously going to be some reason for that, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
It definitely feels like we're not being given all the information quite yet. So.
Shocking!
I know, shocking. In a mystery novel, in Arc 2 out of 8, if not more, 8 plus, I would say.
So, like, I almost wonder if the reason that Orio's daughter was, like, quote-unquote disowned is just because she wouldn't have had the family name or something like that.
Maybe.
Just traditionally, or, like, who knows. But, you know, trying to leap on the simple possibilities rather than going for enormous stretches first is kind of...
But that's what the people are here for.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you can't always go for the top-notch conspiracy theories right out the gate.
I mean, you could try.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And also just being named Demon, I guess in the context of the village history, that's not too far-fetched, but it is something you're going to have to keep an eye out for, that when they mention Demon, it could more refer to members of the Sonozaki family. So when they're talking about the demons in the old history, it could just be referring to how the Sonozaki family's always been like a Yakuza group or something.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't really know the history of gangs in Japan, so it's hard for me to kind of extrapolate on that.
I just know that they all get cybered up and hack and summon spirits and shit. And some of them are elves.
The elderly leader of the Sonozaki family.
Let's go! Is it an Oishi scene? It must be time.
Yes, the postal worker hasn't seen anything either. The Sonozaki main house has their seal hanging from the mailbox so that anyone can stamp the mail parcels with it and drop it in. That's rather careless of them. So when was she last seen? She was last seen at the Water Nagashi opening ceremony greetings. She apparently returned home right after that. Well, she is pretty old. From what I've heard, she goes out a few times a week to take lessons, right? Have you found anything out about that? Every Monday, Oishi, she goes to the assembly hall to practice the Taishogoto, but she didn't go this week. And he calls to say she wasn't going to be there. Has anyone confirmed it? No, nobody. She apparently takes days off once in a while, though, so no one thought it was strange. Tomorrow, why don't we pretend we're at the town hall and call around 10 o'clock? Please figure out whether she's at home. 10 o'clock, got it! Ever since it started to seem more and more like ancient Inamizawa traditions had something to do with all this, he'd been keeping a careful eye on the three families. At this point, the leader of the Kimiyoshi family and the leader of the Fude family had disappeared. There was only one leader left, Oyo Sonozaki, the leader of the Sonozaki family. She was apparently a pretty old woman. Her dignity hasn't waned, but she still only appeared before people rarely, so it was difficult to confirm where she was at any given time. She, the last leader, hadn't been seen since the day of Water Nagashi. Was she still alive and well within the Sonozaki main house? Or had she... According to Mion Sonozaki, she had fallen ill and was sleeping it off. I wonder if she's really sleeping. I'd like to take a look at her face and her pulse. You can say that again. The two of them breathed out a big puff of cigarette smoke. Oishi-san, about the search warrants for the Sonozaki main house and the Fude shrine. Do you think we'll get them? Oishi didn't respond, exhaled another cloud of tobacco smoke. His surroundings now as foggy as his mind. It was normally very sharp. And that is end of scene. Thank you for coming.
You know, it just occurred to me as we were reading through that
Yeah.
if, aside from when Kimiyoshi disappeared, every
Yep.
night has had 2 people go missing. Which, I mean, you know, over 3 nights isn't exactly an overwhelming majority.
Yeah, it's not exactly a case study.
But
don't have a
it
control.
still wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that if Oreo went missing the night Kimiyoshi did, that would be a pattern. But then that also raises questions as to the other tip when Mion was speaking to Oreo and whether that was like a lie that we were being shown or an obfuscation of the truth.
I don't know.
Or something like, is there something going on with that previous tip that we should be wary of? Because, you know, we obviously supposedly heard from Oreo in that scene. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These tips are weird.
They are.
All bits and pieces of the mystery being put
I
together.
I was a bit offbeat with the tips being extra scenes originally, but I'm kind of coming around to the idea
It's quite
now.
nice.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it, honestly. The Hidden Demon! The inhabitants of Inamizawa believe that the blood of demons flows in their blood. The blood is within the blood. As such, the character for demon, that is treated as very sacred. For example, usage of that character in names is apparently a right reserved for only the leaders of the Kimiyoshi and Sonozaki families. Case in point, we can see it in the current Sonozaki family's name. Oreo is written with the character, that one. Someone...
That is a mess.
That is a lot of shit.
So much in so little space.
It's great. It's like barely comes out on the page. This and only this is proof that she is a legitimate leader of the Sonozaki family. In the same way, Mion Sonozaki, its successor, contains that in her name, with me being written as all that shit. It also goes for Orio's daughter and Mion's mother, Akane, who did not succeed her.
So it was Mion's mother who was supposedly disowned, I guess.
It's known that before the disowning, Akane's name was actually written as blank. That thing, although it was changed afterwards to that other thing, still read as Akane. How does that even work? I am curious to find out.
Fucking magic.
Tell us in the comments, how the fuck does it work? How the fuck do magnets work? Incidentally, it's thought that the first character in the Mayor Keiichiro's name originally meant demon, which can also be read as Key. It should be said that names using the character aren't limited only to successors of the Sonozaki family. You can even find it in the last names of the 3 families. For example, the characters for Kimiyoshi are likely a split-up version of that. If you write it in reverse and top to bottom as that, it clearly resembles the character that. Demon.
Fucking Ryukaji and his word games. Like, as horseshit as this all is, I feel like I see this everywhere in Ryukaji's
Yeah,
writing.
he loves putting little hints in the names. As for Furude family, who have been in Shinto priesthood for generations, the word for fortune teller can be written without interval characters as that other shit. I think that with the addition of a demon's horn, the tick on the top of the character, the something became the something that is used in the something. Their name now.
Japan, how do you work?
I love this. This is my favorite part of Ryuki's writing, when he explains the fucking word games. In the case of the Sonozaki family, where Sonozaki is written like a little thing in a box and then like a tree and like some wheat, like a hose cutting into some wheat, I can't find any reference to the character perhaps because it's already ingrained into their first names.
I don't know.
Someone in the comments
That
explain
character
this.
still looks similar to the other ones, but maybe that's just because I don't know what fucking Japanese looks like. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one in the middle of the box looks kind of like it. You just gotta pull the lines up and down a little bit. They were the clan responsible for writing the Watanagashi ceremony, so I think that instead they included the contents of that ceremony into their last name. The Zaki in Sonozaki is a conjugation of the word for slice, and the sono, written as that in a box, contains the hidden meaning of human body, as it is a complicated mess, organs enclosed by 4 sides. What? Rishi!
What the fuck is
He
this?
put so
mess?
much thought into this. It's amazing. Normally I just find like a Latin word that sounds cool. That's what I need my character.
This is like the over-enthusiastic fucking D&D GM who's like makes 100 more layers than anyone ever notices.
like I'm gonna name my blood hunter Kakutore de Miliani, which is Hunter of a Million Years. Yeah, because milli is million. Anyway, I think, in other words, Ren has taken over. His son Azaki comes from those who slice open the gut.
Thank you, Rana, for reading that last line out.
Look, my mind is fried.
That was a...
I'm done with this shit.
I basically don't even remember where that tip began.
Do you want to go over that again?
I'm gonna look at it again, but I'm not gonna remember it any better this time.
Higurashi, please.
This is the problem with, reading these things with absolutely no understanding of Japanese.
It's just complete bullshit. It's jargon. This is all just Japanese to us. It's Greek. It's all Greek to us.
It's all just
It's not
Japanese
even like
to us.
that-
What a line, Ben.
It's not even like that long.
I mean, like, I don't understand how the different forms of Japanese writing work.
I don't either. Well,
I don't. The one main question I have for anyone who can explain it in the comments to us is, like, the difference between the visual interpretation and the spoken interpretation.
I'll tell you what I do understand. What I understand is that each, like, individual kanji, I'm gonna use that word, but whatever. Each kanji is, like, a very specific sound. It's like the O, or the shi, or the za. Like, you know how when people are telling us, this is how you pronounce Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, every single syllable is pronounced one way.
Yeah.
That's what that is there. So the symbol for demon or whatever, that's pronounced one way.
Yeah.
But apparently, Japanese can, like, take za and ki, and then switch their locations, then add, like, a little tick to it, and it'll be, like, Zaoki, like, or some shit. Like, there's an extra, or like Zaiki, like, there'll just be a little extra line in there, or a flourish, and that flourish will, like, add another syllable.
You
in the
mean
middle.
how, like, we can add accents to any of our characters to
Basically,
change? Yeah,
basically. But,
that's not far-fetched at all.
No. Like I understand the basics of it, I just could never fucking translate it myself, because it's so ridiculous. It's like magic.
Yes, I mean...
It's like word magic.
The big barrier to us understanding Japanese is having learned Japanese.
True. Thank you. Look, I'm just trying to explain that, like, I don't not understand any of it, I just don't know Japanese at all. And somebody should teach us.
Yeah, it's more like the particular system that is allowing Ryukishi to play these, I'm gonna say word games, even though I don't know if that's...
that's what it is. That's exactly what
But,
it
like,
is.
the way that Ryukishi plays these word games, I don't
us.
understand how that fits or doesn't fit into the convention of how the language is written and spoken. Because, like, especially with Mion's mother, is it Akane or Akane?
Akane.
Akane.
Look, I should know this shit. Shout out to Rewrite. Best character Rewrite. Anyway.
Yeah, but Akane, like...
Akane.
That was two different characters that were
She's a witch,
supposedly pronounced
What?
the same way.
Yes.
So, like, if each character and symbol has a particular way that it's pronounced, how does that, like, correlate? The other thing is there's kanji and then there's katakana is the other one,
Yes.
right?
I think katakana is a more formal way of writing.
Yeah.
I don't know, really. It's more curvy.
Well, if
So
I
that's
was...
what they, like, practice calligraphy on, right?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
It's also entirely probable that that's katakana and that's why he can play these games with it, whereas kanji is the more, like... I guess blocky would be the way to describe it.
Yeah.
Like, they're simpler symbols that you
angled.
put sequentially
Yep.
rather than kind of stacking detail on top of each
for
other.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Japanese. Someone help in the comments. When we get a month down the line, we actually release this video. Help us. All right, request denied. Let's go.
Let's go.
Is this Oishi time again? I hope it is. I am back. How did it go? Did you find any clues, Oishi, you detective you? The officers shook their head in disappointment. Exhaustion was plainly showing on everyone's faces. It was only natural. None of them had gotten a wink of sleep since the day of Nagashi. Chief, let the youngest of us take a nap and then switch them out. We've got a long stretch ahead of us after all. Let's not push ourselves too hard. Rest up so we can take it easy as we go.
Ueshi just, like, closes one eye, so half of him's napping and the other continues work.
It is very efficient sleeping. I've been telling them to sleep in shifts. Nobody actually seems willing to sleep, though. Could you tell them yourself, Oishi-san, you paragon hero, you? Oh my, you don't need to force yourselves. Oh, Miyama-kun, please let everyone sleep in shifts, starting with the youngest. Oh, Miyama-san, please do that. After the chief told him as well, Miyama-san left his seat.
This is just Ueshi in his hall of mirrors, but they're, like, carnival mirrors.
Mm-hmm. So
they
there's
all make
about
in
1,000 of
different
them.
shapes.
Yeah, of course.
So, Chief, Still no good on our request. It's just a rumor among the villagers in the first place, you know? It's going to be difficult without more concrete evidence. Even when that evidence might be tucked away in there. We need evidence that evidence is tucked away in there. It is circuitous logic, Chief. Don't start speaking in riddles to me now. We have witnesses that say 4 people, including the two who died, went into the forbidden ritual storehouse without permission.
We have witnesses who say...
Yes.
Not that Oishi saw them himself.
This is all reliable information. You might call it information, but they're really only rumors. They're not concrete evidence, Oishi. Well, it's true that we don't have any pictures of the 4 of them sneaking in with claw tied around their heads. Anyway, those 4 saw something inside the storehouse. Something important enough that they'd be erased. Important enough that they'd be erased? What would that be exactly? That's why I'm asking for a warrant to go looking for it in the first place. Anything pointing out the Sonozaki family's connections to violent organizations would be a major contender. Like a pile of Dokarevs or a secret poppy production facility.
Shout out to Dokarevs. The perfect weapon for preventing a scheme.
Poppy is opium, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The secret Sonozaki family fortune would also be pretty difficult to discard. Look, Oishi-san, I know how you feel. I am you. However, that storehouse is a secret building belonging to the Furude Shrine.
I am you.
I am you, Oishi. I understand your pain. And we need to have proper consideration for the locals when dealing with it. I heard that there was an hour-long call made from Congressman Sonozaki to the big man. Chief, could he have nailed you back down? Anyway, as long as we don't have a suitable evidence...
So that's a yes?
It's a maybe. We don't get a search warrant for the storehouse. That goes for the Sonozaki main house too. Especially considering that's the jurisdiction of both Section 4 and the Prefectural Police's Crime Prevention Division. Which we are not. We need careful preparations first. If you say you need preparations, then why don't you just let me talk with him directly? Shige-chan is the head of Section 4, right? For crime prevention, it's Yamami-san. They seem like they'd be quicker to talk if I set them down at their mahjong table. Chief, you have a visitor. Yikes! Pushing the employee who guided me in right out of the way was an old man who looked like a Yakuza member, given his crested kimono and hakama. Did not get enough of this over the phone?
Congressman Sonozaki. Alright.
Yes, I'm taking him.
I guess you should probably take him. He seems like an important character.
I'm Congressman Sonozaki.
Oh, fuck!
I demand to know who's responsible for this. This instant.
Hello! I am the Division Chief Takasugi, also Oishi.
I don't need your name. I could have you demoted on a whim.
Damn.
It wouldn't even be enough. Bring out the one who called Oishi or whatever. He deserves a punishment for requesting a search warrant for the sacred Furude Shrine.
That's right. He'll talk his way through it. It's fine.
I sincerely apologize. Oishi is currently under investigation.
And he's been very difficult to contact. I'll take his place and hear you out. He's like slipping on a mustache. So please have a seat. Would you like some coffee?
The chief's eyes were telling me to get the hell out of there. Perhaps I'll gratefully accept this favor.
Maybe I'll go lay down in the nap room.
They have a nap room?
I guess so.
Listen here, the Furude Shrine spent 2,600 years under Imperial calendar and 2,500 more beyond that. It is sacred, a sanctuary that must never be defiled. The 800,000 gods, Oishiro-sama, and the spirit of our ancestors are enshrined there. The holy shrine protects Hinamizawa from when the sun comes up to when it sets, and from when the moon rises to when it falls. Who is the idiot who wanted to set foot in there? Besides, the right religion is most revered of the people of this country in the Constitution.
Oh.
You dare be so bold as to sully that using your own investigation's negligence as pretext? I will not allow it.
Damn.
Are you listening, you lying scum? I'm angry now, so you're not getting off the hook that easily.
You're not getting off the hook that easily! Ah!
Child of man. Alrighty then. There we go.
Yeah.
Got him. Get out there, Oishi. Let other Oishi handle the situation. Mustache Oishi go.
It's just like the police station and then Oishi station next to each other.
Yes.
And all the police are just
Oishi
in having this...
Fucking Oishi station.
The Oishi station.
It's all Oishis.
Exactly.
Oh, no, that's where the cloning facility is.
Oh my god. That's what the police station is there for, just to protect the cloning
To cover
facility.
up? That makes sense to me.
Yep.
All right, I'm glad we figured it out. We've solved Higurashi, guys.
Oh my
You can
gosh.
Go home. We did it again.
Anyway,
All right,
guess
thanks
we're
for
not
coming.
getting a search warrant. Sad.
That's sad times. Whoever that congressman dude is, he sure sounded like a dick.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy.
Sounds awful.
Yeah. All right. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.